Okay, now we're recording. Okay, start over. Hi everyone, I'm Claire Peterlin. I'm the director of the IASC Next Career Pathways program, and today we're going to be doing a little promo event for our education career pathway. I have Anna Francisco from the Class Act program at Itasca Community College with me, and also Mrs. Kiddock from Greenway High School, who is one of our teachers of the education career pathway. So before we get into a little bit of specifics on the education career pathway, I just wanted to give you all some background on what are career pathways so that you understand exactly what we're doing as a program. So when I say IASC, what IASC stands for is Itasca Area Schools Collaborative. There are 8 high schools in IASC, Nashwauk, Greenway, Big Fork, Hill City, Grand Rapids, Floodwood, Deer River, and Northland Reamer. And then we also partner with our local community colleges like Anna at Itasca Community College. We have 7 career pathways available to students. These career pathways are all based on careers that you can get right here in northeastern Minnesota that are high demand careers and also living wage jobs. So we have career pathways in manufacturing, business, construction, education, healthcare, natural resources and agriculture, and computer science. So the whole point of a career pathway is to provide you as students with opportunities to explore your career options as you start heading through high school and heading on to college, or whatever your plans are after you graduate from high school. The whole idea is to allow you to explore your career options through courses, through internships, job shadowing, talking with guest speakers, tours. We just want you to have a really good idea of what your interests are as you start thinking about your career opportunities. And then as a part of a career pathway, should you decide that you want to be a part of a career pathway, we want to give you experiences that will help you gain the skills necessary to be successful in that career. And then lastly, we just want to be able to be there to support you so that you can excel in your career pathway, whether you're a freshman in high school, a senior in high school. We want to make sure that you are going to be successful no matter what you decide to do after high school. I'm going to play this short video. This is a number of our IASC education career pathway teachers, but it gives you a really good idea of what the education career pathway is all about. I just saw your guys' chat. Were you not able to hear the audio? Okay. I was just thinking, like, I hear it in my AirPods, but you probably don't hear it on your screen. So I'll disconnect my AirPods and then we'll start over. I'm sorry, everyone. And here I am, just goofy, smiling away, watching the video. And you guys are like, what's going on?
Historically, teaching is looked at as a very noble profession in our area, and both students and teachers are very proud of the community, the district, the school that they're a part of. There are a lot of teacher shortages nowadays, and teaching is becoming a really challenging career. However, there are still so many rewards, and part of the education pathway is showing students that although teaching is a challenging career, it's also extremely rewarding and so important.
Underrepresented people in the school system definitely are Native American teachers. We have, I think, 1% Native American teachers in our whole IASC. We need to band together and make other kids who are coming into the school that are a different nationality feel comfortable. Teaching is a career that people go into not for the pay, not for the recognition, but for really paying it forward. It's something that you're really called to be a teacher. The students who are ideal for the education careers pathway would be students who are thinking that they want to have a career working with kids.
Teaching is a worthwhile career to go into because of the huge impact that you can have on so many students' lives. The impact that a teacher can have in terms of being positive and supporting students and making them passionate about a subject is something that will stick with them for the rest of their lives.
I see the career pathway program producing an awesome future for a lot of teachers. I think that it's bringing in more and more color into our communities, and it just shows some of these children who think that they don't have much of a future to look forward to. It makes them more comfortable to step out of their comfort zone.
Okay, so that was just an overview of our career pathway program, but now we'll get into some specifics on our education career pathway and hear from Anna and Mrs. Kiddock. Okay, so Anna and Mrs. Kiddock are here representing Itasca Community College and Greenway High School, but I also want to share that there are a number of other teachers that are on our education career pathway team. Some of them weren't able to be with us today, but they are more than happy to answer any of your questions about the pathway. So in addition to Anna and Mrs. Kiddock, we have Mrs. Hain at Grand Rapids High School, Mrs. Tokarczyk at Deer River High School, Mrs. Holm at Hill City High School, and then Christine Muchler from the Early Childhood Program at Itasca Community College. And then Mrs. Hain wasn't able to be here, but she just wanted to pop in and say hi.
Hello, I'm Dr. Hain. I teach in the education pathway at Grand Rapids High School. I would love to be part of your journey as we explore teaching and learning, working with children and young adults.
So if you have any questions after this promo session or as you're thinking about your classes, feel free to reach out to these people and your counselors and principals at your high schools.
Hello.
All right, so now I'm going to pass it off to Anna and Pat to answer some specific questions, and I'm just going to ask these questions as if I'm a student. So Anna and Mrs. Kiddock, what is the education career pathway?
I can start us off. Good morning, everyone. So the education career pathway, simply put, is an opportunity for you to explore education as a future career. So there are options for you to take classes right in high school as a junior and senior. And then even at ICC, there's an opportunity to be in the Class Act pre-education program and continue to explore education. And we also have an opportunity to earn your elementary ed, kindergarten through 6th grade license on the ICC campus through St. Scholastica. So it's showing you the different opportunities available to you. And I also want to note that education career pathway is not just about teaching. It's about a variety of different careers working with children.
Thanks, Anna. So what kind of person should consider the education career pathway? What would it take to be successful in this career pathway?
Go ahead, Pat.
Okay, so really reflecting on what Anna said, it's anyone who's thinking they might want a career with children. So social work, nursing, teaching, administration, because a huge part of this pathway is the time spent in classrooms. And that's something that I think all of us in this pathway are super proud of, that we have you spend a majority of your time during your course out with another teacher. Pre-COVID, we have some COVID restrictions now, but in the elementaries, in the middle schools for sure, where you spend your time being in a classroom with other students, with a cooperating teacher, And then the 1 or 2 days a week that you're with us in a classroom, we have a cohort style where we spend our time discussing and reflecting on what we're seeing. And there's just no substitute for learning about children and teaching in any related career than just spending time in a classroom.
Thanks, Pat. So what kinds of experiences might I get as a student in an education career pathway?
So again, going off of what Pat said, field experience is usually 2 to 3 days per week where, for example, if you're interested in working with middle school age students, we would help facilitate a placement for you to go into a middle school classroom where you would observe, work with students, and assist the teacher. And then those 2 days where you are back in your cohort classroom for intro to teaching or whatever it happened to be, you would discuss those experiences, and there's topics that you would dive deeper in, but you're able to connect your experience in the classroom with what you're learning in the course.
And can I just add on to that too, that right now I have a couple seniors who were in the pathway last year, and they were over at Van Dyke. And when we had to make some changes because of COVID, actually one of the students shed some tears because she had formed such lovely relationships with these kids over in her Van Dyke classroom that it was really hard to say goodbye. Happy to say that this year she's still interacting by recording readings of books on videos and things like that. But the experience of students who've been through the program and who want to kind of have a hand at being with young children and forming those relationships and just observing has been pretty phenomenal.
And that experience starts in the high school, college and the schools courses, and it continues throughout the entire pathway. So every semester that you are taking a course related to the education career pathway, you will be in an environment where you are working with children or the age level that you want to work with in your future career.
And as a student heading into registration for next year, what are the names of the courses that I would look for when I'm talking to my counselor?
So in the high school, then the first one would be CIS Intro to Teaching. That is the first course. And we typically have been trying to offer that in the fall. And then the fall of the next year, you could take the next step, which would be CIS Class Act Seminar 2. And the great news is if you discover that you maybe have found your pathway and this is something you want more of in the spring semesters, we have been able to offer a high school only internship. And I have a couple seniors right now who have done that, where they end up spending the whole year, 1 period a day, being assigned to a classroom so they can really get hours and hours of classroom experience, which just sets you up super well for pursuing this in college. In one case, I have a student who is stuck with the same teacher, really developing a lifelong friendship and professional relationship there. And then I have another who has been experiencing both middle school and elementary. So getting a different and more diverse background working with students.
So this is all really cool. I'm sure a lot of students don't know that they can work right in the classroom as high school students. Is this typical of someone who's going into education? Like, do all students get to be in the classroom as young as juniors and seniors in high school, or what's the typical type of experience? Why is this so unique?
This is unique because many times in education programs, you are not actually in a classroom for field experience until the end of your sophomore year of college, or at times even your junior year. So getting students that are juniors and seniors in high school into a classroom right away to get that hands-on experience really shows them what the profession is all about and helps them to determine, is teaching the right path? Or if you still like working with children, but perhaps you don't want to be a teacher, are there other routes that you can take as well, such as social work and the different options that Pat mentioned?
Perfect, thank you. So what kind of options exist if a student does decide that the education pathway is right for them and they take the pathway in high school? Where could they go after graduating from high school?
Yeah, so there's a lot of great post-secondary options. I'll highlight the 2 options that are currently at Itasca Community College. So if you found that you are interested in working with children birth to age 8, we have an early childhood program at ICC that is wonderful, where you also gain hands-on experience right away. If you're more interested in the kindergarten through 12th grade age group, you would be in the Class Act program. And a couple of the college and the schools courses we mentioned, Intro to Teaching and Seminar 2, are actually part of the Class Act program. So if you took those courses, you could come into the program as a sophomore, or however that ended up working. But 2 great education options filled with hands-on experience, where you can dive deeper into the profession and make sure that it's the right career path for you. Both programs are AS programs. In the Class Act program, you're also getting your AA, your general courses done. So if you come into the program, you take an education course and you say, you know what, I don't think that teaching is the right career path for me. That's okay. The education courses you take are actually electives, so they don't set you back at all in terms of graduating, which is a nice perk. Additionally, starting in the fall of 2021, the St. Scholastica Elementary Ed Degree Completion Program is coming to the ICC campus. So students can be in the Class Act program, graduate, and transition right to this St. Scholastica Elementary Ed program and earn their bachelor's degree in elementary education and kindergarten through 6th grade license, again through St. Scholastica, but courses are Tuesday, Thursday evenings on the ICC campus, which is great, a great opportunity. We don't have 5th through 12th grade available at this time, so starting off with the elementary.
That's super exciting. So if I'm a high school student at any one of the Itasca area schools, I could start my education career pathway in high school, go on to ICC, finish my 2-year degree, and then go on to my 4-year degree to get my elementary licensure, all right in the Grand Rapids area. That's just really a great opportunity.
Definitely.
So as a student in any one of our Itasca area schools, where could I get more information on the career pathways?
Can I just jump in, because then I'm going to jump out because I'm about to start teaching another class here. But certainly if you're at Greenway or Floodwood, I love, you know, my email, my phone, I would be happy to chat with you. I also have 2 seniors who were in the program last year. They've done it for high school credit. They're now in the Seminar 2, and I know they would be very happy to share their experiences with you as well. So I welcome anyone to reach out to me, and I'd be happy to talk to you about it. And I'm gonna step out.
Perfect. Thanks, Mrs. Kiddock.
Thanks. Additionally, just to build off of what Pat said, you can talk with your school counselor about available course offerings. Intro to Teaching is offered in the fall at some schools and in the spring in others. And the Seminar 2 offering is for sure offered in the spring to all of IASC. That's an online class. If you're interested in the Class Act or St. Scholastica programs, you can certainly contact me. You can get my information through the ICC website, www.itascacc.edu, and I'm happy to share information about different programs and classes available to you if you're interested in education.
Thanks, Anna. In addition to that, I have a slide at the end that has our website information for career pathways if you just want to explore all the other career pathways. But your teachers and your counselors, your principals, and then also our faculty at Itasca Community College are great resources if you have questions on any of our career pathways. Oops. So Mary just joined in, but we just covered all of these questions just previously, but now we'd like to open it up to any specific questions that anyone might have, or Anna, if you have anything else that you feel like we missed, now would be a good time to ask a question or add any comments.
Sure, just the last comment I would like to add is that next Thursday, February 4th is Class Act Day at ICC, and this is just an event for area high school students to learn more about available programs similar to the information we went over, but there's 3 different options where you can choose to meet individually with me to talk about the program. There's a larger group session, or you can schedule a time to actually come tour campus. and talk with me. So again, that information is right on the main page on the ICC website, and would love to have students attend so that I can talk with them more about opportunities, not just at ICC, but the education pathway as a whole.
Perfect. Thanks. That sounds like a great event. Okay, and just as we're closing out our session, we want to be able to get a hold of you if you are interested in any of the career pathways, even specifically the education career pathway. We have a short interest survey that collects your contact information and also asks you what career pathways you might be interested in. If you can go ahead and complete that survey, then you will be entered to win some program swag from our program to you. We'll deliver it to your high school and make sure that you get a hold of that. So if you just click this link, it'll take you right to the survey. I'll also post the link in the chat box for those of you that are here today. And then lastly, before we close, if you want to explore what's next for you or anything else about our program, feel free to send me an email. My email and my phone number are listed up there. Texting is just fine too, and I can make sure to get you the information you need. Also, you can visit our website, www.nextpathways.org. And then for updates on program information, events like Anna's, or any information regarding registration, make sure that you like and follow Next Pathways on Facebook and Instagram, because those are going to be our most up-to-date information and specifics about our program. So with that, I'm going to stop the recording